Hey guys, thanks for joining me today. We have the FX T12 Whisper in 22 caliber up for the review today. Pretty fine offering from FX Airguns. Kind of on their lower end of the scale, but it's a very, very nice gun. We're going to talk about it. I'm going to show you some of the features, talks about my likes and dislikes, shoot some groups as always, show you a close-up, and we'll kind of discuss the pluses and minuses of the gun. So, one quick thing about it is a smooth twist barrel as opposed to the older Lothar Walther barrels. That is a barrel that has it's a smooth bore barrel until the last little bit, and then it has two rifling grooves, and that effectively twists the pellet. So let's see how accurate it is. All right, let's get to it. All right, guys. So I'll give you a close-up of the guns as we always do. As you can see, we have this very long shroud here. The reason why it is called the Whisper is because it is very, very quiet. And inside of this shroud, I believe there is pretty much nothing. It's just hollow. But you can unscrew this, and I believe you can add some baffles to it if you like. So that's a kind of a gives you the ability to quiet it down even more if you'd like. I haven't investigated the baffle thing, to be honest with you, though. As you can see, we have a barrel band here attached to the air tube. As you can see, the hole for the fill probe is right in the bottom there. You can buy something, you know, a little port plug to plug that up so you don't get dust in there if you like. As you can see, we have this synthetic stock, very nice synthetic stock, as most FX synthetic stocks are. Thumb hole version here. As you can see, we come to an end with this shroud here, and then we get into the breech block. Pretty basic setup here. You have your side bolt with two retaining slots, one in the front, one in the back. And when it is ready to go, it just sits nicely in that front slot. And this is obviously for your magazine right here, which I will show you guys in a second. A pretty nice size bolt handle, very easy to pull. I like that a lot. As far as the trigger goes, again, typical FX trigger. You're talking about 1.5 pounds out of the box. Not the smoothest pull out of the box, but it's very functional and pretty light, so no complaints on that one. As far as the thumb hole goes, you can see some texturing here, makes it very comfortable for the hand. The thumb hole and the overall alignment of the stock is one of the most comfortable guns I have ever held. In all honesty, this is a fantastic gun to shoot offhand, without a doubt. As you can see, moving backwards, we have the movable butt plate to get a better feel for your shoulder. The raised cheek piece on the right side for, you know, sadly this gun is for right-handed shooters only. I'm not sure if you can get it in a left-handed stock. A nice cutout for your thumb here. And again, you got FX T12 there. And just some other information. The other side of the stock and the gun. So there you have it. Alright, so I said this rifle is one of the most comfortable guns I've ever held. Let me show you guys why. Not only is it very lightweight, it's probably a 6-pound rifle, maybe 6 to 7, somewhere in there. The scope obviously is going to add some heft depending on what you put on there. But that thumb hole fits my hand just absolutely like a glove. It's fantastic. You know, it's a good size for most shooters. You know, if you have massive hands, this might be a problem, but I don't have very big hands. So, you know, this fits me great. It gives you a nice place to rest your finger when it's not on the trigger. And it's very, very nice, very comfortable. And then shouldering it, you know, the stock is flat-bottomed enough where it's just a straight pull to your shoulder, and your eye is right in the scope. You know, that they align this very well. It's a very natural line of sight, and I like that a lot. So as far as the overall noise level goes, I'll take a shot in here. I don't know how much good it'll do, but the mic on the camera is not great, but I'll take a shot with nothing in it for you guys. You know, there is a little audible pop to it, but the sound is very different than most shrouded guns. It's got kind of a springy sound to it when you fire it. It's like a row kind of sound, if I had to explain it, as opposed to like a sound, you know, just air coming out. It almost sounds like there's something in here, in the shroud, that's moving when you're shooting the gun. But that being said, A, it doesn't sound like the gun's being shot at all, and B, it's still damn quiet, so there's no problems in that regard. Let's take a look at the magazine before we get into the Crowny numbers. Alright guys, so we got our FX magazine. As you can see, it has a little detent in the back here, and I'll show you what that is for in just a moment. But I'm going to show you guys how to load it here. So you have a, you have your chassis in here covered by a plastic plate. And so what you're going to do is this way is the wrong way to do it. That's why there's an arrow on it. I believe the previous owner marked it. But you're going to pull it, and you can see the inner magazine actually turning as I'm turning it. Okay, and it's going to stop right here, and you're going to see, you see that hole? So we're going to flip it around, and this pellet you're going to load skirt first. So you get it in there, skirt first, very easily, and then you can let the mag go. It is held in place by that pellet. So then you're going to go around in this direction and load them all. Okay? Very, very simple to do. I'm only going to load one or two more for you guys just to show you. But the rest of the pellets you're going to load head first. So as you can see, you want the skirts facing the open end of this, so the plastic end. And then let's take it over to the rifle, and I'll show you how to load it up. So let's load this magazine in here now. So what you're going to want to do is pull this bolt back, and you're going to lock it down into that rear retaining catch right there. Okay? And as you can see, you remember I talked about the indent on the magazine in the back. You see that ring right there? It just slides right over it, nice and easy. Bring you around to the other side of the gun. The magazine does not sit flush on this side of the gun, and that is okay. Nothing wrong with that. But you want to push it in all the way as far as you can. And then we just drop the bolt, push it forward, and we are loaded and hot and ready to go. Wanted to give you guys a really quick idea of how the bolt functions, so check this out. I'm going to take a couple shots here. Then your magazine's empty. A very, very smooth, quick operation. I really, really like that about this gun. So let's get to the hard facts here, the chrony numbers. The gun does about 20 to 24 shots, which is 2 magazines. It's a 12-round magazine, as you guys have seen. And I was pretty impressed overall with the overall spread of the numbers throughout those 24 shots or so. We started at 821, which is pretty good. And then where I would say I would normally stop is about shot 18, which was 827, and then it started to drop off pretty quickly. But the 24 shots gave us about a 17 foot per second spread, which I was not too unhappy with at all, considering the gun's unregulated. The sweet spot was 10 shots from shot 9 to shot 18, and that was a standard deviation of like 1.5 feet per second, and it was an overall spread of 3.4 feet per second. So very impressive there. You know, you're going to get 10 really, really consistent shots out of this gun. Going to go from about 2,800 down to 2,300 or so on those 10 or 12 shots if you push it a little bit. And your the overall high, was 828 feet per second. And I was using the JSB 18 grain pellets, which gives you about 28 foot-pounds, I believe. So the gun's definitely putting out a good amount of power, and it is definitely consistent enough to give you the accuracy you want. Alright guys, so the FX Whisper T12, a very, very nice offering from FX on the lower end. So if you're looking to get into a gun and you want to step up from maybe a Marauder or something and you're not quite sure what to get, the T12 Whisper is a great option for you. My only 2 negatives about this gun are the lack of a safety and the lack of a pressure gauge. I know I didn't mention it when we were looking over the gun, but there is no pressure gauge on it. I do believe there's an aftermarket upgrade for one, which is nice as well. There are a lot of aftermarket things you can do that FX actually offers for this gun as well. But smooth bolt action, great ergonomics and stock alignment with the scope. Absolutely fantastic trigger as always, and again, nice multi-shot mechanism. The magazines are rather expensive at like $100, but you get what you pay for in the quality. I've never really heard of many problems with them. So guys, the FX Whisper, a fantastic rifle. I want to thank you guys for joining me, and we'll see you guys at the next one. Thanks.